Leicester Till I Die podcasts on the Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Anchor, and all podcast platforms.
You are watching Leicester Till I Die TV with Chris and Chumps. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. All you need for everything Leicester City FC. It's Leicester Till I Die TV.
Strap yourself in,
because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go.
Hi everybody, Jerry Taggart here. Now be sure to watch Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV by subscribing on YouTube and following them on social media for all the latest Leicester City news and information. Come on you foxes!
Good evening, fellow Fox fans. How are we feeling? We are about 40 minutes from kickoff in the FA Cup. Ooh, getting excited? Well, like I've said many times, 4 times we have been the bridesmaid. We have yet to be the bride. It's a small matter of this tonight. It is Brighton, and it is our first home fixture, but it is also our first Premier League fixture, which means, dare I say those dreaded words, VAR is back with us tonight. And talking about being back with us tonight, we've got Josh. My God, you could almost believe I rehearsed this, couldn't you, Josh?
I know, yeah, you're getting good at it.
Good evening. How are you doing, sir?
I'm all right, Chris. How are you?
Yeah, not so bad. I've had a few technical hitches today with my Alexa refused to speak to me, but maybe that's because she's a woman. I don't know. We've got Brighton have made 8 changes, apparently. Somebody here already in with their score prediction going 2-1. Lee Lockwood saying interesting lineup. He's also saying Vardy as captain, which he is. And we've scored for that in a couple of shows. We've said that, so who knows? Indeed, he is back, says another Facebook user. Lee again, come on, you Blues. And Lee thinks you look pretty in pink. Yes, he's jealous, mate. He's jealous.
I like to think I'm a man that can sort of pull it off. I don't know about with the hair anymore, but yeah, I thought I'd go for the more feminine side of me tonight, Chris.
Buy a cap. Buy a cap. I've got the pink, and there's very few of us, like you say, can pull it off, mate. I don't think Lee would be able to. Somebody, hopefully, there's 3-0, a couple of 3-0s for the match there. That would be nice, and that would do my heart well. But let's have a look at the team. Let me just bring it up, Josh. And I've got to be honest with you. I'm a little bit surprised. We knew there was probably going to be changes because it's a huge game, not just because it's Liverpool, but the fact that it's Liverpool, they're 3 points behind us having lost. If we can beat it, that's 6 points between us and them, which would be great. Changes were bound to be made. 2 games a week it's got to be, but not the changes I was expecting.
Not at all. Same here, mate, to be honest. Again, I thought the players that get rested, I thought Justin would get a rest. I didn't expect Tielemans to start. I didn't think Perez was going to start. Ward coming in was an obvious one because obviously he's sort of seen as the cup goalkeeper. But yeah, it's as I said to you before you came on air, mate. It's stronger than what I thought it was going to be. Put it that way.
Yeah. What formation do you think he's gone for with that there? Because I'm just trying to look at it myself now and kind of work it out. And I'm struggling a little bit, to be honest with you.
I thought it looked like a 3-5-2. I thought, because I know Daly Campbell's obviously going to play on the right hand side of defence, but yeah, it looks like they put Justin a centre back with Luke Thomas and Daly Campbell wing backs, 3 in the middle, and then it looks like Perez and Vardy might be up top, or Perez just in behind Vardy. That's what I got from it.
Yeah, I was confused because we've got, to my mind, we've got, and I don't like changing the formation, especially when the 4-1-4-1, which is what he goes for most of the time. Although you could say that is sometimes more like a 4-2-3-1. But why change the formation? I don't get that. I've got to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, when I first looked at the lineup, like you, I was struggling a bit at first. I thought, well, it looks like it is. He's got to go Justin centre back with Soyuncu and Armati, and then, like you say, the 2 young lads as wing backs. So I must admit, I've not seen much of this. I've not seen much of Daly Campbell. I keep an eye out for the under 21s as such, and from what I know, he's pretty fast. Be interested to see how he gets on. That's right, David. There's nothing wrong with Pink. So yeah, that's how I saw it, mate. Personally, I might be wrong. It might be, I don't know, Justin playing left back, Thomas playing left mid. Not too sure, but that's what I took from it.
I mean, I suppose, like you say, if you're going to do anything, this is probably the game that he's going to do, and he's trying something that he hasn't tried before. He's given Under a start, and it's great to see Under being given a start at last.
Yeah, thank God. I think
there.
Yeah, as you know, we've the last few shows we've been wondering why Under ain't he ain't even really been coming on the sub, has he? Really, much. So yeah, it's good to see him start. He's an exciting player, and I think he's always on the front foot. He likes to drive at defences, and I think he gives us, attacking wise, he's going to give us that extra element that we are going to need going forward. And hopefully, if he pulls it off tonight, if Brighton do decide to sit back a bit, it sort of bodes well in future Premier League games when we're trying to break teams down and we can't do it. And I think Under's a sort of player that can definitely unlock defences.
There's so many rumours going around about Under, and I want to say hello to David Alsop there. Thanks for joining us, mate. Somebody that, again, he says, nice to see Under get a go. A lot of rumours about whether, we might let him go and bring in the Thaving guy, but he's got to be given a chance, hasn't he? Especially with so many games coming up.
Yeah, I wondered a while ago, to be honest with you, and then I read quite a few comments on it the last few days, or about a week or so, that whether he's got a clause in his contract that if he plays a certain amount of games, we have to buy him. That's like our obligation to buy him. So whether Brendan's sort of thinking, well, I'll chuck him in towards the end of the season when he's still got a few games left where we can play him and not buy him, obviously, if it don't work out. I don't know, but yeah, I'm glad he's starting. I thought he would. Obviously, being a cup game, he seems to be, Brendan sort of seems to be using him in cup competitions this season. So hopefully, I think he'll do well tonight.
I mean, going back to, and I keep going back to sort of this Daly Campbell, he's been on the bench for the last 2 games. So, it is a natural step up for him. And if he is good, let's face it, it was not a few months ago that we were going like, who's Thomas?
Yeah, exactly. And like I say, I don't know much about him. I know we got him from Arsenal, from the Arsenal developments team. So I think he's definitely got something about him, and it speaks volumes that he's been in the match day squads for the last 2 or 3 games now. So yeah. I think it shows that Brendan's sort of looking at him, thinking, well, maybe he's the next one to come through for us. So hopefully, again, it's going to be interesting to see how certain players get on tonight. He's definitely going to be one of them to watch out for.
Well, we know, like you say, if it is that back 5 that he's possibly gone for, or 3 with the 2 wing backs, like you say, it's well, you got Soyuncu in there. I mean, like you said, Ward is your natural go-to goalkeeper for cups, isn't he? He always seems to start those games. But so, Amati, Soyuncu, Justin. That's not a bad, bad three defenders, is it? And he's gone Ndidi. Ndidi, wasn't even in the squad, I don't think, the other day. He's now back straight in there. No Mendy even on the bench.
Yeah, I'd have thought. I'm glad Ndidi's playing. I'm always glad when Ndidi's playing because his record for when he's played and the games we've won whilst he's playing speaks for itself. It's remarkable, really. I genuinely thought Mendy had got the nod, especially like I say with Liverpool coming up over the weekend. God forbid anything happens to Ndidi tonight, then it'd be a bit of a bloody disaster. But maybe Rodgers, as Brendan sort of seen it as a good sort of game to ease him into, get hopefully another 90 minutes under his belt, ready for Liverpool at the weekend. So it's I was surprised, but a happy surprise that he was starting. Put it that way.
Somebody might I don't know if you know at all, Josh. If not, somebody may mention in the comments. Is it 5 subs in the FA Cup, or am I making that up? I thought I heard that.
I think it is. I caught the end of the United West Ham game last night, and I remember I think Solskjaer made at least 4 subs. So I think
that's where I heard it. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So yeah.
So he's got the options there to play game. Like somebody said here, ease the players back in if he needs to make the changes. And I think if he got concussion subs as well, I think that's possibly coming to effect now. And I kind of see what he's done with the team, because if he makes, what it's like, if he makes too many changes, and I was talking to the Brighton fan last night, and we'll come on to sort of how we both got to this point in a second, but they struggled against Newport earlier in the run. We obviously a couple of seasons ago made numerous changes and lost to Newport. You can't look at that team and say that's not a team that should win. You didn't necessarily look at that team and pull your hair out. He's covering his back a bit, Rodgers, isn't he?
Yeah, and I think it'll be interesting, like with the comment we've seen earlier about Brighton making a lot of changes. It is going to be an interesting game. I think the rumours building up to obviously the lineup coming out earlier. I thought, from what I read, I think I was under the impression there'd be quite a few youngsters starting for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, we've said it before, mate. We've got good strength in depth now, and it's this is the last round of the FA Cup. Obviously, the quarterfinals are next, so it's sort of the last round to really, if you are going to sort of experiment, then it's now. Because if you get to the quarters and you think, we've got 2 games, we're semi-finals are playing at Wembley now, isn't it? So you think, you're a game away from Wembley, so. Obviously, you can get to the quarterfinals, and you obviously do want to get stronger. So it's a good time to experiment, definitely.
Yeah, and you look at our bench, and Inacho's been in form, but you've got Maddison, Albrighton, Barnes, Chowdhury, Evans, Schmeichel. You've got 5 of those that you can call on to come on. You've got your strongest team again. So he's been very clever. I do honestly think he's been very, very clever. Yeah,
definitely. He's and like I say, I agree with everything you said, Chris. About you look at the starting 11 and you think, it's a strong side that is really. Even like players like say Luke Thomas, you don't look at him coming in anymore and think, he's a bit of a weak link. I know he's going to make mistakes. He's a young lad, but last season he played some vital games for, especially his first game when he played against Sheffield, a game we needed to win, so he can handle pressure. So you don't look at anybody now who's coming in and you think, shit, you know what I mean? It's we are in a really good place with it, pal.
I mean, let's face it, you can make mistakes whatever age you are, really, can't you?
Yeah.
I always think, and I love him to bits, but I always Soyuncu gives me the shits whenever he plays one of his little turns just outside the box.
I know exactly what you mean, mate. When he started for his last season, there were a few times last season I thought, oh my God, he ain't going to keep getting away with this, but he does, and touch wood, it carries on for us.
Yeah. Jason, no, it's on BT Sport if you are wanting to watch. It's not on the iPlayer tonight. In fact, it's on BBC Sport. It's on lcfc.com free of charge to listen to it. It's on TalkSport 2. and it's obviously, if you're in the Leicester area, on Radio Leicester. The journey to get here. This is obviously going to be our toughest game. And and this was what confused me, because obviously we've had 2 championship sides in Stoke and Brentford. We've now got a Premier League side, and this is the most experimental side he's put out for the 3 games.
Yeah, it's an odd one when you think about it that way. I remember I know we went fairly strong against Brentford, I know, but I remember again when we played Stoke, we went really strong, didn't we? And I think a lot of us at the time were thinking, bloody hell, that's brave. But I think after that, we didn't have a game for a week, so you think, well, winning breeds confidence, doesn't it? So it's I agree. Like you say, I think he's definitely got one eye on the Liverpool game. Hopefully players tonight can come in and do a good enough job and give him a bit of a selection headache for the weekend. Fingers crossed.
And you look at Brighton's journey here as well, and you would if I could bring it up. There we go. They struggled against Newport County. I think there was the last couple of goals. They both went in the like stoppage time, and then they obviously got past Blackpool. So we're the toughest for them, but like I say, they've made changes as well.
Yeah, again, like Brighton, they're a team that I'd keep an eye out on the results, because I know they play good football, and I think their season this season sort of echoed our Great Escape season, where they were playing good football, they were just getting unlucky on results, and they weren't getting the rub of the green. So I think obviously for them to make as many changes as they have, I think it's shown that everybody wants to do well in the FA Cup when you get to the later rounds. But I think again, it's obviously Potter, their manager's obviously got one eye on definitely confirming their place in the Premier League. So it's going to be interesting to see how both teams go about it. Anyway, definitely.
I think I was talking to Scott from wearebrighton.com, and there was something like £67 million in debt. And it would be worse than that if their owner hadn't pumped in 30-odd million. So for them, staying in the Premier League is the most important thing. That said, unless they completely implode, I think we know, which 3 teams are probably going to be favourites to go down. We're on, we have got 3 battles on this season now. We've got the FA Cup, we've got the Europa Cup that's back next week, or the Europa League, whatever you want to call it. And of course, we've got the Premier League. We want to go to Wembley, of course we do, but we want to go to Wembley for the final. That's what we want there, going to Wembley. Is it going to be such a bad thing if we lose tonight, though?
I always want us to win, always. And when we do lose, no matter what the circumstance, it always puts me in a bad mood. Yeah. The length of the bad mood depends on the game. I'd be disappointed if we lost tonight, but I wouldn't be overly upset if we hadn't got Europa League and we lose tonight and we don't, we're still in like third, fourth, top 4 position. I'd be really pissed off. But I like to say, obviously, our eyes on other things. To me, it won't be the end of the world if we got beat tonight. Having said that, obviously, I pray to God that we win, but if we lose,
let me put. Then you're going to hate me for asking you this. Then but I am going to ask you anyway. Daddy Chips here, getting through tonight, or 3 points against Liverpool.
I'd say 3 points against Liverpool, mate. To be honest,
I'm sorry I did that to you, but
nice.
Yeah, it
were a good question.
Yeah, if we can beat Liverpool, we're 6 points ahead of them. And I know there's other teams in the mix. Of course, there are. Chelsea have suddenly won a couple and they're back up there. That's how the league is. We could lose a couple and we could be down in 10th and what have you. Southampton have fallen away. Tottenham have fallen away. But it would be nice. I mean, Liverpool kind of are our nearest rivals at the moment. It would be nice to have that 6 point gap, wouldn't it?
Definitely. I think it was a good question to ask. Had it been we were in the semi-finals and you asked me the same question, I'd have said the semi-finals rather than 3 points. But the way I look at it, say if we win tonight, quarterfinals will get picked out against, I don't know, Man City or United or whatever. Then you think, God, that's a tough draw. It's a really tough draw. That is big chance of us going out, really. But obviously, if we took the 3 points against Liverpool, I know we've got some difficult games coming up in the Premier League. I know we've got Arsenal coming up. I think we've got Aston Villa coming up as well, and they're games where you want to look at it and think, yeah, we can win, but it's going to be tough. So, like I say, if you beat Liverpool, you've got a 6 point cushion over them. You've still got them 2 games to come up where you think, well, yeah, we can win that. It's going to be hard, but then obviously you look at it, Liverpool have got to win their 2 games as well as us lose 2. So it definitely for me, it was a good question, but like I said, had it been the semi-finals, I might have gone different, but no, not for the first time.
David said here, it will look worse if we lose because how Brendan has put the sheet out. We've got a lot of first team players. Not in the starting lineup. I think it's a Premier League team. It's a cup game. It goes to penalties at the end of the day. So it is on a knife edge. And I know Brad didn't like this comment when I think it was Stephen. Stephen's just said it's not the end of the world. Liverpool is the focus. Stephen said the other week, and he actually had, I think it was Stephen anyway, he had Brad with his hands in his head. But I've got to agree with Stephen and what he said, and that was basically that it's almost season defining, but then in 3 weeks' time, it could also be a season-defining week. But we have got 3 very important games. We've got a cup game in the FA Cup. We've got a league game against a fellow top 4 side. And we've got the first leg of the Europa League when we know we could really do it getting a draw or a win, but not losing. It is a big week for us, isn't it?
It's massive, and as a Leicester fan and as a football fan, I guess you wish for a run of games like this. When they come, it's bloody stressful, and it's like I say, every time I watch Leicester, I look forward to the 90 minutes, but for them 90 minutes, it's horrible. It really is.
I don't know about you, Josh, but I find watching from home worse than watching in the stadium. Yeah. You can't go anywhere. You're stuck in the middle. You've got to, but I always have to get up. I need to buy a dog because I need to take the dog out for the last 5-10 minutes. If we're 1-0 and we're holding on, I can't watch the game.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think it's like you say, when you're in the stadium, you're surrounded by everybody and they feel exactly the same as you do.
Yeah.
Whereas when I'm sat at home watching it, I've got my missus next to me. She's on the phone or watching something on the telly if I'm not watching Leicester on the telly, and it's like, Only I feel them emotions to where it's like, oh, did they lose or did they win? And like, I'm either buzzing or I'm absolutely gutted. So it's hard. But going back to your question, mate, yeah, I'd say tonight's game is it's the one that if you had to say you've got to lose one of these games, it's the one that I'd say, yeah, let it be the Brighton game, especially like say with Liverpool and the first leg of the Europa League coming up. It's a big week. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully some players tonight stake the claim for him to be included in the Europa League for next week. So I think there's a lot of players that will look at that look at tonight's game as sort of a way to stamp their authority on the squad, really.
I mean, it is an ideal opportunity because fighting on 3 fronts, if you like, there is the opportunity. Because he is going to have to sort of rotate the squad. Just going back to your wife, though, has she muttered those eternal words yet? It's only a game.
She's pretty good, to be honest with you. Like if we lose, obviously most of the time I watch the football on my own, so she's pottering about the house doing all the things, and obviously she knows when we score because I'm going mad around the house. But if she don't hear from me, she'll come in and check the score and she'll go, well, are you getting on then? And if we lose, I'm like, oh, we're getting beat. But she's there. She's pretty good with it. Depends who we play and depends how we play. If we lose and we play well, it's a case of is what is they were better than us. But if we lose and we play poorly, then I'm in a bad mood for a few hours.
Mark said there, do you lads actually pray? Well, we've got Brad, who is the Leicester Till I Die version of Jesus. So yeah,
that's it.
I don't know if I actually pray or not, but it's always a case of, come on, just let us win, God. Just let us get through this one. I will go to church on Sunday, honest, Okay, Warren, good evening, Warren. How the devil are you? Can you give me a shout out from down under in Adelaide? Thanks for joining us, Warren. It must be, I'm guessing, early morning there. Early morning. Fifth Australia followed the mighty Foxes for 53 years. And I'm praying for an FA Cup to complete the domestic treble in my lifetime. Warren, aren't we all? It's nice to have you along, Warren. Thanks for joining us from all the way down in Australia. You guys, you have to get up at all hours of the day to watch the games down there. And we moan about the times here that we never know where we are.
Yeah.
But whether you're in Australia or wherever you are, a quick message for you here, and then we'll come back and we will have a look at some score predictions.
This is Leicester Till I Die TV. Please subscribe now on YouTube.
Yeah, give us a subscribe. We need to get those numbers up if we can. Trying to get to the 1,000. We're a long way off. So any help anybody can give us, it is extremely appreciated. Now, let us have a look at score predictions. Because, as you know, we always do this on the website, www.leicestertillidie.com. Everything you need on the history and what is happening down Filbert Way is on there for you. Ex-Foxes join us every week, or every game actually, and give us a score prediction. We're not doing very well this time, I've got to be honest with you. None of us are sort of setting the world alight because none of us want to go against us winning. But Steve Walsh, he says it's going to be 3-1 to Leicester. Marshy, Big Ian there's gone 2-1 to Leicester. I've gone 2-0. So if we go 1-0 down after about 3 minutes, I'm buggered for the rest of the game. Steve Lynex won't commit. He says it's 1-1 after extra time, penalties, and it could go either way. And talking to somebody who's not really got one right this season, Josh.
Pathetic at it, mate. I don't know what I was thinking for the Wolves game 3-1 on Sunday. It was dreadful, wasn't it?
Any goal would have been welcome on Sunday.
I know. Having seen the starting 11 for us, it's given me a bit more confidence. I'll go 2-1 to us.
2-1. I think, like you said, we've got Vardy in there, and it's always these days it is always hard to predict the score because you don't know what team is going to be put out there. I don't think it's going to be the 3-0 that we saw earlier in the season when it was virtually over at half time.
No, definitely. It was a strange game. That were a game where I was sort of expecting us to struggle more than what we did, and then, like you say, by half time, it was game over. Then it'd be nice if that happened tonight, but I can't see it. Who knows? Maybe it might be a 5 or 6-0. You don't know. It's strange old game football.
It is indeed, especially this season. Brett Ahern, good evening, young man. How the devil are you? And in fact, how the devil is your wife? I hope you're both very well. Josh has missed her. Get her back on the post-match show. Stephen has gone 3-1 there to the Foxes. Mad Jason 3-2. You do this to me all the time, Jason. My heart won't put up with these close games. Mini Cutie, how you do? Oh, sorry, Mini Cute, I should say. We love Leicester. We do indeed. But I've got to be honest with you, her next comment, she's not obviously a Kelechi Iheanacho fan. Hey, Minnie, do not hide your feelings. Just come out and say what you think.
Oh, yeah.
in fairness to Kelechi, he's unlucky to lose out because he's had a good couple of games. I'm never one, and I've said this to you many, many times, I'm never one that says a player should just come back because of who they are. You know, even Jamie Vardy, if the player that's replaced them is doing all right. And, you know, we've got to remember Vardy hadn't scored in 5 before he got injured. So he wasn't exactly on a run of goal scoring. Okay, you could argue what else he gives us. And obviously it's a hell of a lot. But like I say, Vardy, I suppose, is the closest to that automatically coming back in. But I don't agree with it. And obviously, he kept Iheanacho to start against Wolves. Wasn't just Iheanacho. Hardly anybody turned up for the Wolves game. But yeah, he has been unlucky because he has had a couple of good games, hasn't he?
I think he's been playing all right, mate. Again, I think the thing is with Nacho, he's very much a confidence player. I feel when it's going right for him, he'll turn up and he'll play well for you. I think with that used to Vardy playing for us and Vardy obviously doing as well as he has done, and rightly so, he's an absolute god. But there are games where Vardy goes missing, but nobody ever says anything. And then when Nacho has some games where he don't do anything, it seems to be, getting on his back a bit. So you got to cut him a bit of slack. Like I say, he didn't do brilliant on Sunday, but he weren't bad. He definitely weren't one of his worst players. I thought he played all right. And I think, like I said to you on Sunday, just quickly, I think as a backup striker, we are quite lucky to have him. I think he's definitely got attributes that when he comes on or if he does start, he can get you a goal. I can't really think of any other Premier League clubs that have sort of got a backup striker who's as settled and sort of happy with the role that he plays for us. And I think, to be fair, I think going forward, especially with all the games coming up, he's going to be quite a big player for us to the end of the season anyway.
I think he is. And I think once Vardy, was, as we said, in a season and a half or so, and he's going to be longer if he gets injured to come back. That said, he came back bloody quickly from this hip hop. I prefer garage, but some people like hip hop. That was bad. I apologise. I will go and I will beat myself about the back. So he is going to get the chances, and whoever comes in, like you say, I've listened to a couple of games this season, and they said, Vardy's had the least touches of any player on the pitch. The problem with Vardy is he only needs one touch. He's got the goal. He's won the game for you, But
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
there we go. But hey, let's hope. Are we going to do it though this week, Josh? In this game, is this going to be the game?
I'm saying nothing. I'm saying absolutely nothing.
I'm not saying anything. For those of us that watch this regularly, you'll know what we're talking about. Fingers crossed, it might just be today. Talk about seeing us win the 3 cups in our lifetime. I want to see us do one of these this season.
I tell you what, I'm not going to say the words tonight, but what I'll say is, because I'm trying to think of different ways how I can get around it now.
Right.
I'm going to say we're going to score from out wide this evening rather than the dreaded word. So you never know, it might happen.
From out wide, from a standing ball.
Yeah, from a standing ball near that flag in the corner.
Near the flappy bit, yes.
Yeah, near the flappy bit where the corners of the pitch are. I think we might score from there tonight.
Got to be careful, otherwise my wife will think she's here if I say near the flappy bit. Anyway, on that this is probably one of the reasons why I'm now living on my own. Let's just, look at this in perspective. I say this with the great sympathy, the great knowledge that she's not within striking distance of me, But, maybe we are, Lee. Maybe we are there,
That's it.
And Warren, thanks very much for doing a great job, Chris and lads. Never miss your show. Keep up the great work. Cheers, Warren. I appreciate that. Really, really do. Josh, I also appreciate you coming on as well. It's about 6 minutes to kick off. BT Sport 2, TalkSport 2, lcfc.com, Radio Leicester, normal places. Thanks for joining us. Let's hope we are in the quarterfinals for the second year in a row. And we'll see you next week. Well, we'll see you on Sunday for the Liverpool game. And, of course, next week you'll be on more because you're joining us for the European games.
That's it. I am indeed. Just quickly, I've been getting my notepad out for that one. I've been making plenty of notes and I've done a bit of research already. So hopefully it'll go without a hiccup.
Yeah, European. No, my ice lolly's melting. On that note, I will say goodbye. Enjoy the game, mate. And as always, thanks for coming on.
Nice one. Pleasure, Chris. Cheers, mate. Look after yourself, pal. Enjoy.
And you, mate. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, mate.
Bye. Thanks to Josh there. He's off to watch the game. I'm off to watch the game. You should be off to watch the game. Come back about 45 minutes after kickoff. What am I saying? 45 minutes after the final whistle. And I will be here with our version of Jesus Christ Superstar, aka Brad. And we'll be doing the post-match show. 40 minutes gives us a chance to calm down, gives us a chance to celebrate, whichever way it goes. We'll see you then. Enjoy the game. Here's to the next round draw, and let's hope we're in it. Come on, you Foxes. See you after the game.
Leicester Till I Die podcasts on the Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Anchor, and all podcast platforms.
Thanks for watching Leicester Till I Die. This is Chris saying goodbye and see you next time.